Hi, welcome to this on-air talk about how a TV channel can be managed from anywhere. I'm here with Daniel Gonçalves, who is product manager for Channel Maker, and we're here to talk about how a Channel Maker can help doing this. And so with the COVID-19 pandemic, I'm assuming a lot has changed in the panorama for playout.
Yes, definitely. Due to this COVID-19 pandemic, health authorities issued a lot of recommendations. And one of their main recommendations was to implement social distancing in the workplace.
So I'm assuming that is a driver to try to move your operators to the home?
Yes, and that will bring you new challenges to overcome. One of the challenges is like monitoring and controlling multiple signals from home. And this may not be easy because the home office of your collaborator may not be well equipped enough.
Of course. And accessing the content itself is a challenge?
Yes, accessing the content is a challenge, and our viewers may also be asking what it is and how do I play it out?
What about the live sources, contributions, etc.?
This is also a challenge because it depends whether the contributions come from an SDI signal or an IP stream. You also have challenges getting satellite downlinks, and if you have switching operations, you may have latency or timing issues.
And I'm assuming one of the big challenges might be team and client communication?
Exactly, definitely.
So we're going to be talking about those things during this session. All right. So when I'm moving to the home, do I also move my channel to the cloud, or do I keep it on-premise?
Well, both are possible. And before you decide, you should evaluate the pros and cons of each solution. If you're working on a cloud, and because WTVision works with Amazon AWS, it's really quick and easy to deploy and easy to instance in the cloud. You also have no upfront costs. Machines evolve as time goes by because that's how Amazon AWS works. So you don't need to be worried about upgrading or replacing hardware. It's easy to deliver your channel across the world because our solution takes advantages on existing AWS infrastructure for distribution across the world. But on the downside, you will have also high running costs, especially if you're using GPU-based instances. And you have to be worried about uploading all your content to the cloud beforehand, and switching operations may have some latency, so you need to be worried about that.
What about on-premise? Are these the same advantages and challenges?
No, let's compare. On-premises will have easier monitoring and communication. Content is stored and ingested locally. It's easier to switch between main and backup systems, because switching SDI is easier than streams. No latency if you are in a playout center that receives contributions. But on the other hand, you'll have upfront investments. Machines will need to be upgraded eventually because they get obsolete, so you need to replace hardware. And it's harder to add new channels because you need to always adapt your infrastructure to support these
so a
new
more
channels.
Traditional kind of investment
Exactly.
scenario. So if I have these cloud or on-prem solutions in place, so how do I actually now control my automation from home?
Well, in the cloud, you can log on directly to a fully virtualized channel maker sequencer. All you need is an RDP connection from any machine. The user experience is exactly the same as if using a local sequencer on the playout center.
And for on-prem, do we use a similar access tool to access Channel Maker Sequencer?
Yes, and our operators can also VPN directly into the playout center and control the automation with a locally installed Channel Maker sequencer.
So I assume if you're a regular operator of Channel Maker, this is going to be the preferred solution?
Exactly, yes. That will give you the best user experience with the lowest required bandwidth.
So what about monitoring?
What we designed is to have a low latency input and output video stream using WebRTC technologies fed to the operator. A web-based multi-viewer exists to allow operators access to all relevant feeds to perform their tasks.
So does that work the same for the public cloud solution?
In a cloud-based channel maker, the task of choosing between inputs may be slightly different. You may monitor these sources yourself if they are web-based, or if it's a point-to-point connection, Channel Maker will let you view a low-resolution preview of the IP stream directly on its interface, solving the latency issue by showing you the source at the time it reaches the playout controller, giving your operator accurate switch control.
So how do you deal with ingest, trim, and cataloging your content?
When working with a playout center, you can schedule ingest operations to get automatic ingest without a dedicated operation. For cataloging, both solutions rely on our MUM software, and there's a special edition of Media Agent to monitor AWS S3 storage for cloud solutions.
Hold on, you mentioned a media agent. Do you want to walk us through what that is and what it's for?
Yes, sure. Media Agent is a component of MUM that monitors locations across your network and identifies media content, automatically extracts all relevant metadata so you may sequence this content remotely without access to the actual media. It provides automation capabilities that transfer the content to the appropriate playout locations when it's placed in the rundown of a particular channel. In a way, it makes your whole network a distributed source of content for playout.
All right. So let's assume your channel is prepared. How do you actually go about playing it out?
If your goal is to produce a stream that can be uploaded to a distribution service like YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Wowza, etc., we offer Double Division's Media Server Streaming Edition that can output multiple streaming formats or protocols directly to these platforms or to your add-ins, ready to be broadcast. Besides these popular services, Media Server Streaming Edition will support more conventional distribution formats such as UDP, RTMP, SRT, and more.
Okay, so it seems we have a solution in place, and it's actually one we have been using in our own playout centers. How did it actually work out? What have we learned, and how did we adapt to these challenges over the last few months?
What we learned is that it's possible to maintain operational quality through this mechanism. It's easier to produce fixed rundown channels with no live problems, as they require much less real-time operations.
And the communication part?
Communicating using popular applications such as Zoom, Meet, Discord, Slack, Teams, or Skype are adequate for most playout challenges. Remote intercom technology works with regular cell phones and may be an alternative. Non-remote mobile equipment benefits from remote access to tools such as TeamViewer or AnyDesk. Always use a VPN to keep your playout center secure at all times.
So can WT Vision help me using these architectures for my current or next channel?
Yes. WT Vision, besides being a broadcast industry software development house that licenses its channel maker solution for your own needs, it's also a multinational production company that has playout centers in Lisbon, Miami, and India. WT Vision can operate and monitor your channel locally or in the cloud, distribute it anywhere in the world, as well as host your channel in a private cloud environment and allow you to full control of rundown and operations. We can also set cloud or on-premises standby channels for disaster recovery to pick up from unexpected failures quickly.
Well, thank you, Danielle, for all those great insights. And to you at home, thank you for watching.